Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great day. So this is a clip from a previously recorded video. This is a much shorter clip of it. But as always, not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. And I'm invested in closing companies. And if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. And let's get into the clip. So Bitfarms mines 379 Bitcoin in April. That is a little bit less than they did in March. And we'll get into the reasons why here. So here's the details. Bitfarms, as we announced last week, boosted by production increases from new installations in Rio Cuarto, Argentina. Our operational hash rate reached 5 exahash on April 27th, 2023, said Geoff Murphy, CEO of Bitfarms. Importantly, our private power producer in Argentina is now fully permitted to provide up to 100 megawatts, and we are able to begin purchasing power under this agreement at prices expected to be below 3 cents per kilowatt. So that's really good news there for them. With the permitting milestone achieved, we are positioned to expand in Rio Cuarto with source power costs that should reduce our average cost of power and realize our growth target of 6 exahash in 2023. Additionally, in April, we entered into an agreement to acquire 22 megawatts of hydropower capacity in BC, Quebec, subject to closing that is expected to drive further growth in our renewable energy portfolio. So that's also good there. So they are still looking to grow even further this year. Ben G, Chief Mining Officer of Bitfarms, said in April, BTC production declined 6% year over year, as a 52% increase in our hash rate was offset by 61% increase in the network difficulty and 9-day shutdown in Rio Cuarto as we transitioned to a new substation. So slight delays or slight shutdown there for them. They didn't have that many machines in there anyway, so it's not a big deal, but it did obviously impact their production on it. This was also new for me here. So we also purchased an additional 650 petahash of new Bitmain and MicroBT miners to fill out another 22 megawatts in the first warehouse, which is expected to increase our total hash rate further 13% upon deployment in the coming months. So that was interesting. I haven't seen anything on that. I'll have to go through some of their releases to the SEC and things like that to see if I can find it in there. If it's in there, but I did add it to my spreadsheet as well, so it's in there. Okay. Down here, for April 2023, we were cash flow positive from operating after scheduled interest and principal payments, reflecting improved mining economics, as in March we sold less BTC than we produced, which resulted in a net addition of 30 BTC to Treasury in April, bringing the total at the end of the month to 465 Bitcoin, which is good. There. Mining review, let's take a look at the numbers here. So here's the numbers that we do have for them. And let's see here, April 2023 are over here. So total BTC mine was 379, operating hash rate 5 exahash. BTC average per exahash was 81. Operating capacity is 196 megawatts. Hydropower 178 watts per terahash efficiency is at 39. And BTC sold was 349. And then down here, they talk about the purchase of the miners. So purchased over 6,200 new Bitmain and MicroBT miners to fill out an additional 22 megawatts in the first warehouse. So that's news for us there. So that does drive up the hash rate for future hash rate a little bit here. And let's take a look at the numbers that I do have for them, and we'll explain some of the stuff that we do have on them. Price has not been updated yet. I was waiting for the market to close. It closed a little bit ago, so I'll get this updated before I get this to the Patreon members. So they will always obviously get the latest data that I do have on everything. And here's what we have for Bitfarms right now. Shares outstanding about 229 million, roughly 230 million. Stock price is now going to be under the $1.16. It's going to be $1 something. I can't remember what it was at. Market cap is about 266 million as it is. Current hash rate is at 5 exahash. Future hash rate, I'm at 8 exahash right now. So let's talk about this really quick while we're on the subject here. Down here in my stack of stats, we do have some miners here that I'm still using here that I could probably take out of here. These are the 63 terahash miners, which are over here. And maybe I can zoom this in for you guys so you guys can see a little bit better. There we go. So those are 63 terahash miners. We also have these 74 terahash miners and these 82 terahash miners as well. I'm thinking that these are probably getting, if they haven't been already, they are going to be taken out. I know for a fact that some of these have been taken out, so they're not included in here. But they're still included in my numbers down here. So if we update this, and take out those older generation miners that might not be operating anymore, that would get us to a hash rate of about 7.2 with everything that's currently supposed to be energized and going. The other miners that might be kind of questionable here are these 80 terahash miners as well. And if we reduce those, that'll bring us down to about 6.8 exahash or something like that, roughly right around there. So those are the kind of things that are questionable for me right now until I get some more definitive answers. But right now, we'll just take those out. say that they're not operating, and then eventually I'll move these out and supplement those with some of the other miners that are down here to get to the same numbers for them. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at there. Now let's go back to the 125%. Okay, so as far as Bitcoin production is concerned for them, they do have still pretty good growth for them. They did have a down month here in April. 9 days they were shut down. In Argentina, that brought them down a little bit here. And we've also had the network hash rate increase, so that's working against the miners as well. So in March, they mined 424. In April, now 379. They've been kind of up and down here a little bit, it looks like. Their BTC HODL was 465. Market cap of that is about 4.79%. And the rest is their basically hash rate, I'm guessing, valued. Hash rate left about 2.2 as it is right now. Yep. And future hash rate about 7.2, maybe around 7 or so, right, roughly around there. Bitcoin HODL was 465, Bitcoin sold was 349, and then BTC produced was 379. So we got all that figured out. And then you can see here their monthly over month difference BTC mined. Pretty big decrease here in April, 45 less than in March. March was an up month for them, 37, but February was definitely a worse month for them at down 99. BTC HODL, you can see that coming down here ever since pretty much summer of last year, where they started selling quite heavily into the summer and through, well, pretty much the rest of the year for the most part. They've consistently kind of sold here a little bit, but it has definitely gotten better towards the end here. You can see that they're kind of starting to sell less and less Bitcoin each month, which is a good sign there. And then BTC per exahash efficiency has been coming down, but it has been coming down for all the miners. So we'll see where other miners come in. Bitfarms usually came in like the top 3, top 5 miners for production. Sometimes they were number 1 also, but with them being shut down for 9 days, that's definitely going to have an impact on them based on the information we do have. Now, if we look at the hash rate growth, you can see that they've had consistent growth in hash rate. Only 1 month they missed any growth, and that was in October. Other than that, they've been consistently adding at least 100 petahash or close to that, to 200, and now just recently 300 petahash a month. So that's nice, consistent growth, which is what we like to see. Value as far as revenue from Bitcoin being mined, you can see that in May they were at 13.69 million, went down in June, went back up a little bit here in August, then back down towards November, and November was their worst month, it looks like. December went up a little bit, January went up, February went down, but then they went up in March and April, so that's continued to go up here nicely as well. And then BTC sold value, you can see that they've been selling about 10 million or so on average. They had a couple months here where they sold more, around 30 million, 15, 34, and 66, almost 67 million in June of last year. And then the hash rate difference, we talked about that one already. Bitcoin sold last 4 quarter operating costs. We're using just the standard numbers, so you guys have seen this already. And then last 4 quarter revenues. I am using the current quarter that we're in, and I'll show you guys that number here. So I'm using the estimated number right now for the 1 quarter plus the 3 prior quarters, which is also Q1 is estimated, and then the Q4 and Q3 are actual numbers for them. So we're using that data here up top. And that gets us to about 123.8 million if Bitcoin stays where it's at, price-wise, and their production is the same. This is kind of where they would kind of be, but if they continue to grow a little bit here, Bitcoin price goes up in value, that's going to have an impact on at least the current quarter that we're in, which is Q2 right now. Okay, based on all that we're looking at it with a P of 50% net income from gross revenue, we're looking at it $4.04 was where I think they should be compared to some of the other miners as well. And then if we're looking at 75% net income from gross revenue, we're looking at a P of 15 also, so somewhere around $6.06. So this is kind of in line with the institutions and analyst ratings. We can see here that, well, it's not in line, it's above, it's the other one that's in line, the next one that we're going to cover. But that's showing us $1.48 for the high, average is $1.48, and low is $1.48. I have them much higher here. They're currently at right around $1 something. So they're still undervalued from what the analysts think, but we only have one analyst with a buy rating for them. As far as institutions are concerned, we did have a little bit of decrease from 113 to 112, and some shares were sold to 37.1 million from 37.28 million. So now we have 17% owned by institutions compared to 1708. Okay, so based on all of this, I still think that they are way undervalued compared to where some of the other miners are. So I think they still have some growth left to them. At least I would think possibly, even if we go down to a PE of 10, 12 towards future, you're looking at $2.69 to $4.04. So I think they are still way undervalued from where they should be. Okay, let me know what you guys think of all of this. As always, the spreadsheet is going to be available to my Patreon members, and then YouTube members get a printed out version of these dashboard charts as well, and that'll be coming out tomorrow for you guys there. Okay, so that's Bitfarms. Like what I'm seeing here as far as their continued growth, which is good to see. Hopefully they can continue that going forward and get above the 6 exahash, possibly closer to 7, if not higher, towards the end of the year.